一起为中国队加油助威，一起为所有的运动员来加油鼓劲。看到自己了吗？这个惊喜还在继续延续下去，是不是非常开心？对了，镜头给到你，手机可以暂时偷看一下，因为镜头当中出现的就是你本人。对，开心吗？开心就继续溜起来来。各位来了，这位两位美女，两位帅哥，好，展示一下我们观众的风采，乘客热情，来站起来，摇摆起来，各位。小朋友一起跟爸爸摇摆起来好吗？亲爱的美女们，打真棒！太好了，太好了！谢谢我们都可以一起跟随着这位幸福的父子，感受我们比赛的氛围。哇！现场的朋友们，惊喜随处可见，大家都把我们的心开心起来！
A very warm welcome to you wherever you are watching from around the world to Sichuan province and Chengdu in China, a city and province steeped in tradition, history and wonderful architecture and places to visit. But this week also it has a different role, and that's all happening right here at the High-Tech Zone Sports Center in Chengdu. It is the most prestigious team championships in the world of badminton, the Thomason Uber Cup for 2024 will be staged out over the following week, and these are the four courts in action. Things just kick into life here. 32 nations, 16 men and 16 women's teams, and that's how it's going to play out over the week. The first 5 days we'll see the group stages and all the ties involved there, and of course then 2 days of the quarterfinals before semi-finals and finals weekend. And looking at the Uber Cup groups, Group A, China, India, Canada, Singapore. Group B, Thailand, Chinese Taipei, Malaysia and Australia. Group C, Japan, Indonesia, Hong Kong, China, and Uganda. And Group D, Korea, Denmark, the USA, and Mexico. Some very successful nations within those 16 teams. And this is the order of play for Court 1, starting off with the Uber Cup Group A, China versus Singapore. Then in the afternoon session, it's the Thomas Cup, China versus Australia. And then in the evening session, Thomas Cup Group C, Indonesia versus England. And I'm happy to say that up here in the commentary books, well, all of the usual suspects and our own great team of commentators and badminton experts will be taking you through the week as we look at our first team, China. What a strong team they have, as always, you could say, at the Uber Cup. How about that? Resting Chen Xingchen and Jia Yifan and Chen Yufei for this opening tie, but just a stellar lineup from China. And that's what it's all about here at the Women's World Team Championships. Team spirit. And here are their opponents for this opening tie. Singapore, very youthful squad. Many of them playing in their first ever Uber Cup. And led by Yao Jiamin, a 25-year-old. And some of these players really about to make their mark on the world scene, and there's no better place or tournament for them to do it. Led out by a 25-year-old, and that's just an indication of exactly how youthful they are. Oh, the officials getting underway now. This is the order of play for this opening tie. And China with top 10 players throughout the 3 women's singles and the 2 women's doubles. He Bingjiao versus Yao Jiamin will kick it off. The women's doubles, the first women's doubles after that, Liu Shengshu and Tan Ning against Zhao Enhiang and Jin Yujia. Second women's singles, very important point. That's Han Yue against Inshira Khan. That will be followed by the women's doubles. The second women's doubles, Zhang Shuxian and Zheng Yu against Elsa Lai and Michelle Zhang. And the third women's singles will see the world number 8, Wang Zhiyi, taking on Megan Lee Jinyi. Now for the group stages, all 5 matches within the tie will be played out for points and classification purposes. And then as we get to the quarterfinals, which will be midweek next week, and it is about all 3. There is Yao Jiamin, and that also happens to be Li Zijiao, who's going to be playing on court 2. And this is the opening tie, He Bingjiao versus Yao Jiamin. The players just about ready to enter the arena.
Are you ready? Let's welcome the players.
1号场地，由湖北中国队对阵新加坡队，女子单打，何明洲对阵杨佳丽。
A cheer from the fans as the world number 6, He Bingjiao, walks out. Even though it is the first day of competition, a lot of fans here. China playing, of course, at home for the 5th time in Uber Cup history. And there is Yao Jiamin. And it's just amazing to think of at 25 years old, she's the leader of this Singapore team. And what an important point she's charged with trying to deliver here. Head-to-head, it's a 3-0 lead to He Bingjiao last time they met at the Korea Open 2023, and look how close that was. 21-19, 21-19. Ready for the coin toss. And that is him and Armin as the umpire. Well, if this is an indication of the kind of fantastic noise level from the fans that we're going to expect over the week. And we are in for a great spectacle here in Chengdu. Now, if you are completely new to badminton team formats, 5 matches, each of course delivering a point. And the tie will be won as soon as they win 3. Yao Jiamin, very established player on the World Tour, the HSBC BWF World Tour. He's picked up 2 titles, in fact. Vietnam Open in 2018, the Hyderabad Open in 2019. And I think what's more important for the 25-year-old, currently ranked 18th, and it's very close to our highest ranking. And that 16th ranking was back in 2021. She's also delivered in team events. That's the important fact. That's why she's essentially picked up the captainship of this team. While Heibing Zhao, one of the very established, phenomenal China singles players, looking very serious in these pictures, but she's actually a very light character, but takes her badminton very, very seriously. 27 years old, and believe it or not, already has 3 Uber Cup appearances to her name and has picked up a medal of every color. It was gold in 2020, silver in 2022, and a bronze in 2018. And the incredible stat that I think leads on from that is that China have made 20 appearances at the Uber Cup, and they've been finalists on 19 occasions. Winner 15 times, sorry, and runner-up 14 times. The only time they didn't win was in that 2018 edition, where they finished 4th. It's a very high benchmark for the China team, but when you look at the fact that all 5 of their starters are within the world's top 10, there's a very, very good chance that they might just be here on final Sunday. About ready to get underway. For Singapore, it really is all about these youngsters making their mark on the biggest stage. There were lots and lots of eyes trained on them. And for some of them, 17 years old, 18 years old, Zhao Wenheng, 17, and Shura Khan, 22. It's the time to shine. Armin Mears umpire for this opening tie. Or this opening match, I should say.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the right, Singapore, represented by
Our service judge, Robertus Oscarino.
on the left, China, represented by Li Xiao. Singapore to serve, level, play.
So Yao Jiamin gets us underway from this nearest side of the court. And based on the shuttle testing that I did witness earlier on, it seems to be a slight left to right drift. So far, that's what I've identified, but of course, as the play carries on this week, both ourselves and the players get a much better read on the air conditions. Oh, it's a fantastic rally to kick off the match. And that's a wonderful drop from Yao Jiamin. Yes, China completely outranks them in terms of world rankings. Yes, much stronger players, but it is all about the overall performance. And for Singapore, they're going to be looking to push these matches, even though they are the underdogs, pushing these matches to the max, because in the end, at the finish of the group stage, it's going to be about matches won, in match results, match difference, game difference, and point difference that could see them hopefully snatching second spot in this very tough group. So it's all about whether you win or lose, making sure if you don't get the point that you've pushed it hopefully to 3 games and hopefully to 21-19, for example. And so far, This is just all going perfectly well for Yao Jiamin. Well, perhaps there is a little bit of drift coming down that long side, but she's settled very well. Has taken a 4-love lead here. Zhao fires wide.
5 love.
And the big difference between these two nations, of course, Singapore with absolutely nothing to lose, and China defending a very, very rich tradition of success here.
6 love.
Singapore have actually made 2 appearances at the Uber Cup before. They were quarter-finalists in 2006 and were out in the group stage 2014. Didn't qualify for the 2022 edition in Bangkok. Of course, China made the final that time, but were bested by Korea, the current reigning champions.
6.
Well, I fully expect Abing Zhao to start firing. It's just been a bit slow on the uptake. Great net play from Jiamin. And she's had a great 2023.
6.
Good start to 24 as well. So, Bing Zhao getting her opening points in, beginning to close that gap. Jiamin is hoping to build on some great form at the start of the year. Quarter-finalist at the Malaysia Open. Also a third-place finish at the India Open, the opening 2 tournaments on the HSBC BWF World Tour.
Service over.
And in 2023, well, it was Japan Masters quarter-final. The Australian Open also made the quarterfinals there. And the Thailand Open. Right now defending a great position in mid-court, really putting the pressure on Bing Zhao, and that's opened up. Couldn't believe her luck.
Service over. 5-7.
Well, Bing Zhao, not usually a player to have to rely on mistakes. Nothing else Bing Zhao could do but lift, and taking it very calmly at the moment. beginning to force the issue.
6-7.
She closes it back to 1 point. It's a good run of points from Bing Zhao. It was 6 love down.
Thank you.
Wry smile from Jiamin. She knows that little corner on the top right side is just playing a little bit loose right now. Great net shot by Bing Zhao. Nice little drop in front court by Jiamin.
8-7.
Well, that came back a bit high. Easy work for Bing Zhao.
8-all. Service over. 9-8.
As I said earlier, Yao Jiamin, no stranger to team play. 2015, 2017, 2019 SEA Games bronze medalist. And of course the Commonwealth Games in 2022 as well. She knows how to lead off a team. And is doing pretty well here as we approach the first mid-game interval. Re-established herself and her lead. Oh, a mistake there.
11-8 interval.
She goes in ahead, 11-8. So back on court for the second phase of game one. And Yao Jiamin so far has done everything that she has wanted to.
11-8. Play.
Nice step in,
Service over.
a little bit more initiative. She has been pegged back to Bing Zhao. Difficult shot as well, the backhand kill. But very close to the net to time that absolutely perfectly.
10-11.
Net tumble falls away of Bing Zhao, and it's tied up at 11. And it's a great head nod from her coaches, who, in all honesty, didn't seem that phased when they were trailing at the mid-game interval. I think they knew that it was a question of really just getting the engine started. And now Bingjao is stepping up a little bit more and really just enforcing her game as opposed to replying to Jiamin's. That's a wonderful cross court. Just plucked it out the air.
13-11.
Tricky serve.
14-11.
And Jiamin just two minds a little as to how to return that. So biggest lead for He Bingjao so far. Again. That's round the head.
15-11.
It's so easy to control from that position. Little bit off balance, but still comes through. 15-11. Well, I did say there was a tiny bit of left to right going on in terms of drift. It's a very early read, of course. Just shots like that make you think that perhaps you need to play a little bit more safer on this right side. Oh, another cross court from another Galaxy.
16-12.
Just have a look at the way she gets herself up for this. Full stretch. 16-12.
All. 17-12.
Stretch as well, picks that up nicely, just couldn't control it.
Service over. 13-17. All. Service over. 18-13.
Well, again, having to really dig deep to pick that one up. He Bingjao. She's done well. And for the ambitious cross drop,
18.
maintaining this buffer of 4 points. But again, kind of fell under Miao Jiamin's spell for a second there. Got caught up replying her game. As I said, for the, I'm going to say non-favorite teams, I should say, in the lineup for the U Cup, it is about scoring as many points as possible, pushing these matches to the max. There's a good chance that they could fight for
Service
second spot in the group, and of course top 2 in the group will make it to the quarterfinals. India and Canada, the other 2. Of course, India will be looking to build on that wonderful performance at the Badminton Asia Team Championships, and this Singapore team is actually very much the same team that competed in Selangor in Malaysia at the start of the year. And they were in Group Z with Japan and Chinese Taipei. Didn't make it through the group, but a lot of the young players that we're seeing, or we will be seeing this morning, had their run out in Malaysia. So 5 game points for He Bingjiao after being 6-love down at the start. And with that one out, it's game 1 in the bag for the world number 6.
Last game won by China, 21-15.
Cross also be ready for it. So you just block cross or block make her run. After feel rally, then just hit to the back, then it's okay. You need to confuse her. You cannot like first 2 shots, you pass smash, you hit to the back, then she ready to counter. Number 2, when you are down here, don't need to flat. Just hit high, then get ready for it. Don't always like hit flat, then because when you hit flat, her control is very good. Just hit flat, just run. You are the one that runs. You need to make her run. Number 3. Hard one, you need to go to the hard shot. You need to far one, you need to go down. You know, just walk. Because you cannot expect every shot like in your expectation. Some like our expectation, you need to go for it. Okay? 4, sometimes you think you come back. All these penalty, shot. Yes, you can smash either straight or cross, but you don't need end side line. Because if you have to butter court, after you smash, if she can take it, then you continue the next one. So just want to kill, then the end you make mistake. Then move, try to move faster, because after you let her go, the speed improves, you go faster.